Excavations, the found literary objects of ValerieLynnStephens, of Trilemma and Trinity. Soften mine heart, O Lord, make me right again. Be my fixer and not my fix. The outer shell has hardened, and thus is no longer malleable, like clay at the mercy of thine artistry. But make haste, for I can no longer bear the thought of becoming, knowing that being is truly what composes and fuels the essence of this life. Nothing is fixed, static, nor is it meant to be. Thus, when it seems that we have gotten there, that we have arrived, must we then crumble and break with all of the fanatical obeisance and veracity that we can muster? For it is the very lack of such surrender to our own impotence and helplessness in the face of it all, which has brought us here to you, O Lord. Yet being broken is still not enough. For now, although we have indeed made our move, are we still just inert, shattered, hardened fragments of our former assemblage of divine mosaic and machinations, implosively and explosively loaded and half-cocked? Yet oftentimes we still must go through with the scheme of our own debasing and demise in moments of imminent apathy and atrophy of mind and heart, for at least we can feel as if we have the passion to still commit to something. At least in these of our darkest, most frightening moments, we feel as though we are seeking the answer to some ultimate question, and can be rest assured that somewhere along the way, someone will stop, bowing down to lend us a helping hand where we fall short for ourselves, so that we may begin to really see and hear the answer. Is this being of such insolence and extremes a creation of yours, good master, or both one of yours and one of our own making? But what to be in between? What to be in between? For when the self continues its ripening and actualization, and we must then find a way to acquiesce to nature without compromising our current man-made philosophies to a state of further disgrace and detriment, the main task of earthly survival often trumps that, O Lord, of divine ascendancy to our so-called spiritually evolutionary inheritance. Thus I ask, O my God, how do we each, I for myself, he for himself, and she for herself, become the people of genuine reverence which we strive to become when many earthly masters vie for our appeasement? For we do not wish to blaspheme thee or ourselves, and yet must also continue moving forward upon the time-space continuum with equal deference to all of our passions and desires. And I suppose here is where one realizes hypocrisy to be just as meanderingly indifferent and discontinuous to our human plight, indeed perhaps even irrelevant to it. For the higher aspirations of humankind always manage to assert themselves in some place and at some time, before, during, and after even the most depraved of human endeavors. Thus must we commit ourselves to the entrapments of moralistic tyranny with such austerity of purpose? For was it not you, O Lord, who fashioned us within the very nature of such sensual assurance? We cry to you of our keen incomprehension of the doubly binding command to subterfuge who we are at our most authentic core, in order that we may become that which we are not yet are promised some day to become. Or is this merely yet another torture device, crafted only by the hands of humankind, mistakenly patented in thy name? Yet we must continuously striate these two seemingly irreconcilable worlds, painfully constricting ourselves down to just two dueling entities when we truly contain multitudes. Will we remain ever split into two, thus adding up to nothing? How has the human spirit endured such excruciating paradox throughout our relatively brief history? Then again, after all, the only true defeat and victory granted simultaneously to both players is that of stalemate. For perhaps this mortal human battle is less about defeats and victories as it is about the fight itself, and how much we give to it, and why, and in whose name.